साधारण लोकंकु आरबीआई झटका सबु प्रकार लोन हेबो महंगा। आरबीआई रेपो रेट पुणी थे बढ़ई 0.35% वृद्धि होती रेपो रेट अर्थात 35 बेसिस पॉइंट रेपो रेट बढ़ी। मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी बैठक पर घोषणा कर आरबीआई गवर्नर शक्तिकांत दास। एवं रेपो रेट बढ़ी 6.25% होती। होम लोन सहित सबु प्रकार ऋण एवं महंगा हेबो। सीधासलख जीवा प्रेसमिट को
October. We are keeping a close watch on this process of transmission. The appreciation of the US dollar this year, which precipitated large-scale depreciation of all major currencies, including the Indian rupee, has drawn wide attention. It is important to make an objective assessment of the movement of the Indian rupee in the context of global and domestic macroeconomic developments and financial market conditions. Through this episode of the US dollar appreciation, the Indian rupee's movements have been the least disruptive relative to the peers. In fact, the Indian rupee has appreciated against all other major currencies except a few. Cross-country comparisons of exchange rate movements are often made on inflation-adjusted basis, or what is called in real effective terms. On a financial year basis, that is from April this year to October, the Indian rupee has appreciated by 3.2% in real terms, even as several major currencies have depreciated. The story of Indian rupee has been one of India's resilience and stability. As stated by me in a recent speech, the terminal rate for the US Fed is anybody's guess. But it cannot be a case that their monetary policy will be tightened endlessly. When the tightening is over, the tide will surely turn. Capital flows to India will improve and external financing conditions will ease. In this complex world with both push and pull factors at play, the Indian rupee, which is market determined, should be allowed to find its level, and that is precisely what we have been trying to achieve. We must deal with the current global hurricane with confidence and endurance. I would now like to focus on the external sector. The external sector has been affected by strong global headwinds. Slowing global demand is weighing on our merchandise exports. The growth of merchandise imports is also decelerating. At the same time, the impact of the terms of trade shock due to the war in Ukraine is getting gradually normalized. It is also important to take cognizance of India's innate buffers. The growth of services exports, mainly contributed by software, business and travel services, remained robust at 29.1% in April to October this year. Remittances are scaling new heights and the outlook is optimistic with pickup in activity in the Middle East. According to the latest update of the World Bank, India's remittances are estimated to grow by around 12% to $100 billion in 2022, and this is against $89.4 billion in the last calendar year 2021. In the first quarter of this year, and very importantly, in the first quarter of this year, remittances to India rose by 22.6% year on year. The net balances under services and remittances remains in large surplus, partly offsetting the trade deficit. And this gives us a lot of comfort about the size of our current account deficit. Consequently, even if the current account deficit is higher than what it was